The tractors we're using are obviously around 25 years old now, and some of them have done much higher hours than others. So we thought it'd be interesting to have them tested on a dynamometer to see just how much horsepower they're now putting out, compared with when they left the Waterloo factory, with some interesting results.
So we've been dyno testing the 5 today. It's taken a bit of getting together. Bit hard work trying to get somebody to come and do your dyno. So 40, we knew she was a little bit on the high side. Should be 128 horsepower at the engine coming out of the factory. She actually tuned out at 160, so she's had a bit of a tweak in the past. But she's a UK tractor, so we kind of knew her heritage. She'd been on some site work, I think on a Bowser or something, so yeah, those site boys are going to do stuff at them. Anyway, so yeah, good to know she's performing well above. She feels really lively on the throttle as well, so yeah, we kind of knew she was nicely over. So 42.55, she's always been kind of on the money, never felt she was underpowered, never felt she was overpowered, so I didn't really think she was going to break the mould and be something that she wasn't. I think the seals are still on the pump on this one as well, so we kind of thought, you know, she should be where she was. She actually tuned out at 140 horsepower, should be 144 out of the factory, so no great surprises, hasn't really lost a lot. Yeah, pretty much what it is. Nice straight little tractor really, so good to know she's on the money. So 44.55 on Cleaver tyres, Cleaver duals as well, matching, took some finding, had to be done. Yeah, we had her on the single leg mole, performed, I don't know whether to say she performed better than expected because I only had a big cat on a mole, so never really known how like a medium horsepower type tractor should be. So she should be 160 at the engine out of the factory. But going on her performance on the mole, I thought she was over and above that 160. Surprise, surprise, got her on the dyno. I was sat in her, pulling down, hanging on like unbelievable. Dyno to 203 horsepower at the shaft, so work that up with the percentage on the losses. So she's basically 49.55 horsepower level, so she works out at 227 horsepower. So it's hardly any wonder she's got some grunt. Yeah. I think she'll stay where she is though. There'll be no turning her down. Just let her have it. She'll stick it.
There we go, one dyno session later. 9,000 hour engine, seals are still on the pump, and would you believe it's knocking out, give or take, 3 or 4 horsepower, exactly what it was when it left the factory, or what the figures say it should have been doing when it left the factory. I refer to all my previous comments about these engines being proper old-fashioned lugging powerhouses. You know, they just don't give up. Very pleased.
So 49.55 should be 228 out of the factory. She did exactly that. 228 again. She hung on and hung on and hung on. Quite impressive on the old dyno. So basically kicking out the same as the 44. But pulls quite a lot different when we've had her on big 9-thrower ploughs. She just, like, you can literally pull the throttle back to tick over and then just stick it forwards and she just goes again. The weight, the power, everything, just, yeah, awesome piece of kit. 44 power.